Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back for some more Space Engineers. We're starting this video within the core of the mothership, although it's also the front right here. You can see that this is the control seat, and then we of course have the most important infrastructure with refining, production, access to healing energy, all of that good stuff, and then just the entire inventory of the ship is available as well. So I decided to add another piece. So you guys already know that we've got two engine blocks here, quite a bit of capacity for hydrogen. Then we get another engine block here and another one here. Don't want to spoil too much, but this is what I added. It's actually a pretty open space and you can't exactly tell what's happening, but you should be able to tell that all of this is still fully armored and closed. In fact, you see, might give you a bit of a hint as to what's happening, that we've got a vent over here and over here, and if I close this door here, these vents should turn green exactly, and they add in oxygen atmosphere within the ship. And after just a little bit, since we are still on a planet, we are now fully pressurized and we have plenty of air available. So what's actually happening is that I decided to put up some oxygen farms, which are pretty passive. It's just light that gets turned into oxygen, and that then gets pumped into a couple of tanks with the vents that will pour that into the ship. And this means that I don't need to use a lot of ice in order to maintain my atmosphere within the ship. I think it's a pretty cool looking extra annex, and I definitely like it. I had to add quite a bit of power on top as well in order to not dry out, but I figured out what the problem was. The problem was that I had all of my H2O2 generators going in order to fill the tanks, and that was causing me problems. But if we go and take a look at the situation now, look for batteries, then you can see here that we are making like 5 times more power than what we need. So for start this episode, I do want to go and take a look at that outpost, but before that we need to do just a couple of small adjustments to the ship and basically get her ready for this flight. So that's that. First thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of the drill, which will take a little bit of travel time, unfortunately. But yeah, just showing you guys how all of it is meant to work and how I've actually been doing most of my stuff here. So I should show this as well, by the way. So all of the resources are in here, and I have 100% filled tanks with like 700,000 extra ice available. So we are basically good to go from that point. We are fully armored. We've got guns all around the place. So a couple of extra at the front. You can see here 6 at the top, 3 on all sides, 2 at the back. And then down here even, we still have 6 of them as well. So that should be pretty good to stop anything from happening. And this mining setup, yeah, and a bit falls down. I can just rebuild that whenever I want. So overall, I'm not, you know, mad or anything like that I have to get rid of the drill. I don't consider it to be like a permanent feature, but whenever I'll be building up, perhaps even more. So the plan is actually to make this a long ship. Then I will probably, of course, add more stuff from that perspective, or add the drill again, I should say. So that we can get the resources, but we got a good chunk of it. So let's see if I can grab all of these pistons, and you can see here we got the 2 connection points for the weapons, and that could also be used as a connection point for resources. So that is that. Let's put all of this stuff in here, and then on top of the ship I'm also going to get rid of a couple of extra high windmills that I put up there, because these you know, I needed that extra energy. I was completely depleting my batteries. So this one can go. Like that. And then this one can go as well. I think we should be fine now. Should also help a little bit with the solar power. For now, I am going to keep these others on top of the ship, just to make sure that we can basically fill up the batteries, and then we'll see what happens once we actually get the ship into space. But we've only just stabilized. Basically, you can see the batteries are like a quarter full. That is still not great. That's been the problem. On the cube, I had so much more real estate for solar panels that I could easily get my energy problems in need. But here on this one, that was a little bit harder, and actually depleted some batteries in the process. But now with these two, we still have almost 1 megawatt, I think it is, of input, and using a quarter of that pretty much as the output while the sun is up. So that's of course a big difference as well. But next up, let's just head over there. We get another 20 kilometers to fly. Should be able to do that on these tanks and with the extra ice in. So let's go. I did a little bit of scouting, no second lake or third lake or anything like that to spot. So let's get going. But before I do that, maybe I should save, do a quick save as. So this is base 2 pre-attack. I'm gonna call it like that. Just to have that reference point, because if everything goes wrong, then I know that I need to prepare more before I go in there. But I'm hoping that the ship will be strong enough, basically. So, engines on. We are unlocked. That sometimes happens, because I do have quite a few of these that they want to remain locked. So I have to cycle through some of this stuff. There we go. Finally, we're taking off. And this is basically my current rate of ascension. I think it's mostly all of that ice that I'm still carrying along with me. That is the main problem. The annex is going to add some weight, but before I hit full oxygen, basically I felt like we were still doing okay when it comes to how well it lifted. So I'm going to say that it is mostly the ice that is the problem. And I do feel like she's like responding a little bit less good on on speed increases and decreases as well. So let's be a little bit careful. Put the cursor up so that we try and stay above the horizon. But let's head out. And I should also make sure that I don't boost too aggressively, so that I don't waste too much fuel either. But here we go, guys. This is the full mothership, stage 3, I'm going to say, that is heading out and is actually going to try and see what it's like around that pirate headquarters. Actually did a little bit of a look at the other video about the pirate. That was a salvage facility. So this should definitely be interesting to see what is there. Never seen it and what kind of defenses they have. But for now, we're bursting through quite nicely. Look at that 18 kilometers. The whole ship is... The forward backwards is doing quite nice. It's just lifting it's very heavy at the moment. So if I were to add even more expansion, I would personally say, and this could be interesting because the windmills are not going. Let's quickly do battery. Take a quick look at that. Output is pushing it though, so that's interesting. Flight time within atmosphere, definitely something that we'll have to keep in mind. Don't keep that up for too long. We've got 4 hours of battery life at this point, but getting like a generator or something like that is going to end up being pretty important. Let's maybe zoom out a little bit more. Very, very nice canyon. It looks like a riverbed or something like that. Definitely was hoping to maybe still find a lake. Centered around this as well. And then the green station, so that's like the medical station on this planet, is coming into view as well. That could end up becoming like a final stop if we need even more ice, which we in all likeliness will need later down the line. Since my plan after this is, we need another set of engine blocks just to get a little bit better performance. If we're going to have to go to space like this, that will not be very effective. But we are like almost 10 kilometers in. I think that's when the enemy starts to throw some stuff, and we've used 5% of fuel. So that definitely feels decently good, and I've actually just been overbursting by quite a bit as well. So let's just keep going. We're going straight into the district headquarters. I don't have the patience to wait for like my brother's help or anything like that. Some small ships to come along with me. We're just going in the solo experience in Space Engineers with my new mothership idea. 8 kilometers. Let's see if we get anything. I think it's okay for me to maybe try and slow down to see how they responded. Our previous like tank attack and things like that, they did start to call in drones. Maybe at this range, or was it 5? I think it was 5 kilometers. Yeah, once they're once you get into range of like their beacons and things like that, I think that's when trouble will arise. We're still going strong, 93%. That all feels quite fine, and so even if we don't find like a lake or anything like that, or more ice nearby, we can easily go back to the previous lake where I still have my waypoint, so that should be good as well. 3.7 kilometers. What is going to happen? I do not know. I think it's going to be like right over that hill. We're 600. Oh no, it's actually down there. Okay. Good thing that I've got stuff down below my ship as well to fire. But let's head maybe to the right side of it and see what this starts to look like. First drone in the air from the enemy. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more on my ship. Oh, this is so cool, guys. This is really cool. So enemy drone coming in. My anti-air is firing. Oh, just wrecked. That one was taken down super quickly. And oh, that actually looks the same. That's a bit of a surprise. I thought it would maybe be different. So we are going to get some enemy defenses coming in pretty soon as well. At 600 meters we should have the range. Let's maybe get this view so that we can still look at it as well. And so now some of my stuff should be, is firing at potential targets. Incoming missiles! That's gonna hurt a little bit, but we do have our armor. That should be able to take that. And so we're hovering above the enemy station. We're actually gonna do a little bit of a turn and whoa! Oh my god, that's gonna be a reload. Because they shot out. Oh, look at that. That's actually cool. And that's a very interesting experience. I respawned within my ship, but it's going to just be hanging here, crashing down, because they targeted my cockpit very heavily. Oh, this is so nice. Not what I was hoping for. I'm gonna need backup. But to see this fail is really, really cool, actually, in my book. I thought we would have this easily, but we are just getting pummeled and pummeled. Look at those missiles going. Oh, I died again. Look at how my mothership is staying up there, though. That's pretty cool. And they took my my spawn point out as well. So that's very, very unfortunate. I'm not even going to respawn in. We're gonna do a reload. But yeah, again, it's the same structure, but those missiles are quite deadly. So, bro, if you like watch this, I am going to need your help. I'm going to need some like decoy ships and things like that before we tackle this facility. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next time.